talking about the holiest place on earth to the Jews, and the third holiest place on earth to the Muslims. Also have a strong connection to Christianity. And why is it so holy?
Abraham.
Because Abraham.
What's the name of the mountain?
Moriah.
Mount Moriah, which means the place where Abraham took Isaac for sacrifice. This is an act of the ultimate faith, showing faith here more than any other option. Basically means it should earn the title the holiest place. But I have another question to ask. Why did God send Abraham here? You remember? God turns to Abraham in Beersheba, in the desert. And he tells him, take your son, your only son, your beloved son, Isaac, to a place I'll show you. And he makes him walk 3 days from Beersheba all the way here with his son that he knows is going to kill for 3 days. He doesn't say take half hour, it's 3 days. Why God sends Abraham to this particular mountain, to Mount Moriah?
We were talking about it's holy to the Jebusites, isn't it? I mean, holy to Salem.
Okay, Salem, Jebusites, down there in the valley, in the hill, the city of David. What's going on here? And if it's holy to them, why God cares? What is so important about this mountain that makes God send Abraham all the way from Beersheba to this particular mountain? Well, according to Judaism, with the Muslims, you can come closer when you won't be in the sun. When God created the earth, even if it was for a split of a second, something had to be formed first, physically, right? According to the traditions, the first thing that was formed physically by God when He created the universe is a rock. And the rock is under this dome, probably. So it's called the Dome of the Rock. And that is the beginning of everything. And that's why for God Himself, this is the most important place in the universe. And that's why He sends Abraham to show the act of ultimate faith right here. And that's why He says to David and to Solomon, this shall be my house, right here on Mount Moriah. Because if earth is the center of the universe, and the land of Israel is the center of earth, and Jerusalem is the center of Israel, then the Temple Mount, Mount Moriah, is the center of Jerusalem. That's the beginning of all beginnings, right here. And that's a tradition, that's the source of holiness, because it's holy to God Himself, this place. That's why the Jews always built the temples up here, above the rock. Probably, again, it's not 100% sure, we do not know the exact square inch of the rock that the temples were used to be. We know probably it's over there, but again, not 100%. That's a problem, because in the ancient times, when the temple was standing, everybody could go up to the top of this mountain, right? You, me, them, everybody. Walk around, see the amazing structure of King Herod the Great, and above all, of course, the temple in the center. But if you wanted to go to the temple, you had a problem. There was a fence, a low fence, like the guards today, with little sign in many different languages, saying from here on, only the Jews are allowed, and all the Gentiles had to stay out. All the Jews came, entering from the east side, from the Golden Gate, the sealed gate today, area, moving from east to west, and they had to pass away. There was another gate. From here on, only men are allowed, all the women had to stay back. And then the next gate was from here on, only the priests are allowed, all the men had to stay back, giving the priest their animals or whatever they brought for sacrifice. Right there was the big altar where only the priests could get to and sacrifice, and only the priests could move further west and go into the temple structure itself. Do all kind of ceremonies there. And move further west. What we have at the end of the temple, last chamber, the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies, only one person,
High priest.
one day in a year. Right? You know that.
Why not? Why not? No.
The Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, Day of Fasting, the Day of Judgment. So only the High Priest, only one day in the year. Basically, the Holy of Holies was built right above the rock. That is the beginning of everything, and the place where Abraham almost sacrificed Isaac. Year 70 AD, the Romans come and they destroy everything, the whole city, the whole Temple Mountain, and of course the temple itself. Since then, we have a problem to identify the exact square inch, as I say, of the Holy of Holies. And that's a problem because only the high priest can go into the Holy of Holies. Okay? Everyone else, anyone else that will try to get into the Holy of Holies should be dead. God should kill him. Because what was in the Holy of Holies? Anyone knows? Ark of the Covenant in the first temple. What was in the second temple? Don't worry, there was nothing. No ark anymore. It was gone at the destruction of the first temple. Nobody knows where it is, what happened to it. Second temple, something that commemorates the Ten Commandments and the ark, but nothing physical really there. But still, nobody is allowed in, unless you are the high priest on that particular day of the year. Because we do not know the exact place of the Holy of Holies, although we guess it's under the Dome of the Rock today, religious Jews, believer Jews, that follow all the rules and traditions, will not go up to the top of this mountain. Because while they walk around, they might by mistake walk over what was the Holy of Holies, and that's a death penalty immediately. So they won't even go up to the top of the mount. That's one of the reasons why they have the Wailing Wall down there to worship. The nearest a Jew can get to God today is the Wailing Wall down there, not up on the mount itself. Okay, questions so far? Please. So, we saw this mount from Mount Olives. We are now standing on the platform, which made this whole mountain almost even, north to south, except for the center, which is a little higher. This is an artificial mountain, okay, built by King Herod 2,000 years ago. The bases are still there, they still support everything. Under our feet, we have arches, not solid ground. I'm not going to talk a lot about, because we don't have much time. I want to give you some time to walk around. The two major structures that are important, again, is the Al-Aqsa Mosque, a very big mosque right there, which we're not allowed to go in, and the Golden Dome right there, which of course we are not allowed to go in either. But you'll have the option to walk around and take pictures. This is a holy place, first of all, for the Jews. King Solomon built the temple right here, probably over there, and all the temples were, the two of them, 2.5, were right there always. I want to tell you something works with your prayers. You are okay in the eyes of God. And I know that because we managed to get up here in one piece and we went under the arches. Over there, over there, over there you see, all the ways up to the upper level of the plateau where the dome is, you can only get through arches. The traditions say that these are arches of judgment. When the time will come and the Messiah will come, obviously everybody will come up here. But on the judgment day, those who are righteous will come through, no problem. The evil people will never get through the arches. They'll be stuck. Even if they try to sneak into the kingdom of heaven, they'll be stuck before the arches. It seems like we're fine.
Where's Cameron? Did he make it through?
Oh, come on.
He did, but his t-shirt burned off.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so the golden dome of the Dome of the Rock, and by the way, we're talking about real gold. This dome is covered with real gold. King Hussein of Jordan, late King Hussein, spent $20 million about 20 or 30 years ago. No, 30 years ago, something like that, to cover the dome with real gold. As I said last week, you're looking at the oldest Muslim structure in the world that still functions as a Muslim structure. It was built here in the 7th century when the Muslims first took the land of Israel and Jerusalem. Of course, it was renovated since then more than once, but the structure is the same, just renovated. They changed the tiles here and there. Different Muslim rulers of the land wanted to glorify themselves. They took down the name of the one before them and placed their name instead, changing some structures, changing some words. Of course, the whole top of the blue level before the dome is Arabic writing, something for information. That is a good thing that you can change if you need. Some of the structures around are also so old that we don't really know what they were built for. A few suggestions. A little bit of water under the ground. We've done cisterns at different times in history. And they use water here before you go into the mosque, maybe the central mosque, the Al-Aqsa mosque. You're going in without your shoes. The tradition, the Muslim tradition, you're going into the mosque without your shoes. So sometimes they need to wash their legs. So they have a little bit of water running down there.
How silver